Hey everyone, my name's Lynn Wilson. Welcome to my home and welcome to my channel. You're probably wondering, oh no, another YouTube video, another person that thinks they have a story to tell. Why would you even want to listen to me? Well, maybe I'm not for you, but maybe I am. In my search for looking for a YouTube woman and someone that I could follow and maybe get some insight from and some great family tips and some recipes and just all the things that encompass my life, I've never quite found someone that I can relate to in a really good way. Let me tell you what I'm all about and who I am. Again, my name's Lynn Wilson. This is my home, and I welcome you to my home. Everyone that walks through my door, I always tell them the coffee pot is always on. Take your shoes off, make yourself comfortable. House might be a little messy, but that's okay. Our home is welcomed for you to come in and just enjoy a chat. Grab a cup of coffee. I love coffee. Come sit with me. Here's an empty chair in my dining room. Come join me. I've been married 32 plus years to a wonderful man, but he is disabled. He has epilepsy. We live with that on a daily basis, sometimes up to 7 seizures a day. That's not to be pitied. That's just part of the package of who we are. I also have 2 adult children that are married and working full time and also run ministry in their church. And my youngest son is adopted and he is a teenager, and we love him to pieces. He makes us a blended family. He does have autism and some other diagnoses, and that's part of his package, and we love him just that way too. As you can see, my life is a little different. I tell people I found my new normal, but it's a moving target. Every day I wake up, it's a new adventure. I never know what's going to happen. Let me tell you, I'm a full-time working mama. I have to work outside the home. I'm the one that supports the family. I'm the only driver in the family. My husband can't run out and get a quart of milk and some eggs and bread for the next day's menu because he can't drive. My youngest will never drive because of his autism. So when we need something, it's up to me. So my normal day looks like get up, go off to work my 8-9 hour shift, come home. I got to get groceries. I forgot. Let me make a list. My hubby can't run out. That's up to me. I've got to go get the groceries to make sure the family's got food for the next day. Oh no, wait a minute. I forgot about dinner. I got to cook dinner. Let me get dinner going. The phone rings. I forgot that was on the schedule tonight. We've got youth group. Oh no, I got to run Graham and Gavin out to youth group. Oh, by the way, my husband's name is Graham. My youngest son is Gavin. And my 2 older kids, Graham Mark is my oldest son, and his beautiful wife, Heather, my daughter-in-law. So now, as you can see, I've worked a full-time day, and I have to come home and make dinner, run out and get the groceries. I forgot we have youth group tonight. Wait a minute. We have no clean clothes for tomorrow. I better do a load of wash. Have you seen my house lately? It's a mess. I've got to clean that too. Yeah, this is the life I live, and it's okay. There are days that it's crazy. There are days that it's nuts. There's days that I'm very discouraged and overwhelmed, and I could even say depressed. And there are days that I'm absolutely just joyful. But you know what? It's just called life. And in looking around for other YouTubers, I found people that sort of had this and sort of had that, but I couldn't quite find something that met my needs. And I'm hoping that when you come to my home through my channel, you leave more encouraged than when you came. I want you to feel that it's okay. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to have a frustrating day. It's okay to be overwhelmed as a wife and a mother. A lot of times I refer to myself as a single wife. I'm sure you've heard the term a single mom. Maybe that's who you are. I consider myself a single wife. I'm married, but most times my husband's not here because he's either having a seizure, he's just had a seizure, he's a little fuzzy, and it's just not quite the same as having your husband here all the time. I don't live in a beautiful home with a white picket fence and a minivan in the carport with 2.5 kids, and as they joke on TV about things like that. I live in a simple home. We don't own the home. We rent the home. We decorate on thrift shop, garage sales, even on the side of the road, the blessings that the Lord leaves. I love shopping at Dollar Tree. You'll see me do some things with Dollar Tree. We pick up home decor there, and I love those things too. I like doing things on a budget. I don't make a lot of money. I'm on a budget. We're on a fixed income. And you have to just learn how to do things that can make your home a home, beautiful, warm, and friendly. A place where your family feels like when they come here, it's a safe haven. And I do all that on a budget. We shop on a budget. Grocery shopping. I don't have all this money for food. But one thing I found is that when I went on YouTube and I looked for families, I found a lot of large families. Now, I do follow a lot of them, and one or two I've become friends with outside of, YouTube. They've become some of my close friends. But they have large families. They have 10, 12 kids, 8, 10 kids. I don't have that. Their budget stretches for this big at Costco. I need to stretch my budget for this big. Their families are large. Their traditions are large. Their activities, the parties they give, the day trips they do, the way they homeschool their kids. Everything's done on a large scale. I haven't found anybody that does things on a smaller scale. I love what they do. I love their traditions. I love the way they do their food hauls. I love their recipes. I love watching that. I think that's great. It makes me happy. I smile. I cannot wait to come home some days from work just to watch one of my favorite YouTubers so I can learn from them. And I do learn from them. But you know what? Are you out there and you might be a smaller family like me, maybe a single mom, maybe a single person, and you're thinking, I can't do it the way they do it. I need something different. Speaking of homeschooling, did you know I homeschool? I homeschooled my oldest son from 4th grade to 12th grade. He is now working full-time career. He's 30 and also a pastor at his church. So he's a successful homeschool student. Now my youngest, when we adopted him, had special needs. So we chose the route of public school, which was absolutely wonderful. It's just what he needed. But then on about 4th grade, it was time to make a change. And I'll be doing an up-and-coming video on homeschooling and explaining both sides of the story from an average child to a special needs child. What curriculum I used, what route I took, why I did what I did, and did it really benefit each child, the good, bad, and the ugly. But we are continuing now homeschooling our youngest child until he's 21, and so we'll be filling in more on that. Family recipes. You ever just need a good recipe? I'll tell you, when I come home from work, I'm beat. I'm tired. I do not feel like cooking. But food's got to get on the table. So what do you do that's quick and easy, but delicious, nutritious, and not the same old throw a piece of chicken on the plate and some baked potato? I hope to share with you some quick and easy recipes. I don't like following recipes. If you visit my website, resumeofamother.com, you'll find some of the recipes that I've been using for banana bread and some other recipes and things like that. But I have to be honest with you, I don't have the time to invest in all these cooking things. So what I like to do is something quick and easy. Grab it from the refrigerator, throw something together, create something, and voila, I have a great dinner for my family. One of the things I do best, and I'm well known for in my local group, is homemade soup. I'll tell you one thing, a good pot of soup with some crusty bread, you got a great meal. I'll be doing some up-and-coming videos on how to make homemade soup. Who knew? I never knew how to do that. My mother-in-law taught me, and it's something I've been doing for years and years. I've got some notes here to make sure that I can fill you in on some of the other things we're going to talk about. Canning, dehydrating, my new fun thing that I found to do. I've been dehydrating for about a year now, and I love it. It's a way of preserving food. Again, small family, I can't use a whole bunch of celery when I buy it. I can get it for 49 cents at Aldi's. But how much celery can 3 people eat in a week's time before it goes bad? But I'll tell you what, I can dehydrate it, use it for my soup later on, and I'm in good shape. I'll teach you some of those things. Canning. I used to do canning, and I kind of lost the joy of that. And I've resurrected that in my kind of spare time that I have now and again, and I'm doing some more canning. I'll be sharing some canning videos with you. I love to encourage women. I love to invest in their life. So some of the things I do in that area, I'm a blogger. I have some things on my blog, and you can check it out again, resumeofamother.com. And I also love to speak. I do speaking engagements. You'll have some of those up-and-coming videos as well. I enjoy investing in a woman's life to encourage her, to make her realize she's worth something. You know, we only have one life to live. One. Every day we're given one day. Every hour we're given that hour, and every minute we've just been given that minute. I don't want to end my day and say it was a horrible day. I did nothing right. It was just terrible. I can't wait till it's over. I'm sure we feel that way during the day, but I don't want to end my day that way. What good is that? At the end of the day, it's then a wasted day. I don't want a wasted life. I only have one. I can't say at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, oh, let's start all over. I didn't like that life and I'm going to do it again. No, once it's done, it's done. So I want to live every day to the fullest, even with my crazy life of being a full-time working mom, having a husband with epilepsy, a child with autism, running ministries, cleaning a home, doing all the things that I do. I want to make sure that I've made it a good day. I want to encourage you along your journey as well that, hey, I can do some of these things. If she can do it, so can I. Maybe you're in the same situation as me or something very similar. I run ministries out of my home. I have an online support group for homeschool where we also not only share things online, but we get together twice a month for events and parties and class trips and things like that. You'll see some of those things up and coming. I run another group called Wings, just like in Psalms where it says we're under his wing. And that's an online support group for women who have a husband with a disability. I started that group because no one understands what you go through when you live with a husband with a disability. People tell you all the time, oh, I know what you're going through. And you look at them and you say, no, you don't. You have no idea. So I started this group for myself. I needed to find other women that could understand where I was at. I needed to be encouraged. I needed to be uplifted. I needed to go and vent. I needed to just swap stories and how did you do this? So we pray for each other. We encourage each other. We uplift each other. We also do some local meetups. We get together for ice cream or go out to dinner, things like that. You'll see things coming up for that. I started a group called Chat, CHAT, just plain chat. It was a mentoring group for young girls. I saw a need of 2 girls in my local church that were just sort of going by the wayside. They were done with the kids group and they weren't really interested in much of anything. And in talking to them, they knew nothing really about life, no life skills. So I started a mentoring group. So some of us women would get together and we would teach them cooking, how to make homemade cleaning products, teach them some crafts, life skills, how to wear makeup, how to do a facial, all kinds of things. And the girls loved it. It started out with 2 girls and now we're up to over 18 girls and the program's only about a year old. I have another group called Coffee, Chats, and Crafts. 3 things I love. I love to chat. You know, we're women. We like to talk. I love my coffee. And I love crafts. Over 20 years ago, my husband was working 3 jobs at the time to try and make ends meet, and I was very lonely at home. Didn't have any money. We were in a small apartment. But I'll tell you, I had dollar store tea bags and dollar store cookies. I put them out on the table. I invited a few women over. Back then, I used to call it UFO night, unfinished objects. I didn't have anything to offer them, so I told them, what craft were you working on lately and you just didn't have the time to finish? Bring it on over to my house on Monday night. I'll have the coffee pot on and we'll have some cookies. We'll chat and we'll do our crafts. So we did that. 20 years later, I'm still running that through my home. Not always on a Monday night, but it's now called Coffee, Chats, and Crafts. Sometimes we do soup and sandwiches. Sometimes we just do munchies. We always have the coffee pot on, always have some tea, lots of chatting, lots of crafting. And I'll tell you, even the women that aren't into crafting, they come and they just sit around and enjoy the conversation at the table. Many of them are just as lonely as I am, and they just need a friend. Some will come and not even talk. But I'll tell you one thing, I watch them come with a sad face, and when they leave, they're smiling. And the rule is in my house, when you come to these events, there's only encouraging words. We're not here to bash each other. We're not here to judge. Everybody's going through a tough time. It's okay. You can just come here and sit, sip on some coffee, meet a new friend, and go home hopefully a little bit more encouraged. I hope that some of these things would be of interest to you. Come along. Welcome to my home. Come on in, like I said. Grab some coffee, grab your cup of tea. Come and enjoy my journey, the things that I have to offer you. Maybe you'll just find something unique and different with me that you haven't found with anyone else. Small family, everything will be scaled down from recipes to food hauls to decorating, things on a budget. We're not going to spend a lot of money. Got to save our money. But I hope you enjoy coming to my home, getting to know me. If you want, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below on some of the things you might be interested in hearing. And thanks for stopping by.